The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Inspiring Moments on TNC. Our passion transforms the community channel that sees all things new. I'm Carmie de Leon, streaming live from Imus, Cavite.
And I'm Julia Rubilio, streaming live from Batangas City.
Hi again. Hello, everyone. Julia.
Hello, Sister Carmie. How are you? Nako, lalong gumaganda. Summer na summer ang look mo, sister. Ako talaga medyo ingit na ingit ako dyan sa hair mo, ha? Promise. Excited ako sa guest natin ngayon, sister.
Yeah, that's why I had to color my hair because we have a very special guest tonight. And
Yes, ako din, tinan mo, very colorful, oh, di ba?
Yes,
And even it shows that I'm so excited, no? Kumbaga parang ano yan, sis, it's a privilege. And talagang blessed tayo, no? We had this opportunity to, invite him. And, well, ikaw na mag-welcome sa ating mga, mga viewers, Sister Carmie. And
Yes,
I will,
yes.
of course, introduce our guest.
Okay. Viewers, audience, our followers, welcome. It is our episode 9. And we have a very special guest. Special among the special guests because we have here a very honorable person. And later on, my sister Julia will introduce him. But I was surprised because when Julia gave me the name, I said, wow, privilege, such a privilege. I have read about him, but this is really an honor to have a discussion, more interesting, more intimate conversation with him. So let's all go back to many years ago and relate it to our present time because we have a very brilliant, sharp, and ageless guest. And Julia, can you please introduce our guest tonight?
Of course, I'm so excited and sobrang privileged, Sister Carmie. Sana makarating ako sa ganyan, no? But anyway, di ba? Gusto mo yon? Oo nga, no?
He's
Diba?
very
Anyway,
sharp and productive
yes,
and lovely.
Yes, exactly. Now, our guest for tonight is a Lifetime Achievement Awardee of the 23rd KBP Dove Awards, o di ba, Sister Carmie, for his exceptional contribution to the field of broadcasting. As a columnist, he has known great personalities like General Douglas MacArthur, President Dwight Eisenhower. Sana na-spell ko na-pronounce ko na tama. Of course, Sister Carmie, Albert Einstein, General Emilio Aguinaldo, President Manuel L. Quezon, and he was also a public servant during the time of President Diosdado Macapagal. O hindi na alam ng iba yon, di ba? And our guest tonight is an industrialist turned journalist, a statesman, and a fearless writer And he is still writing books, Sister Carmi, at 98 years old.
Wow.
Grabe, no? Grabe. Kaya sobra talaga akong honored. Kahapon pa, no, isang araw pa, sobra talaga excited. And you know what is really exciting, Sister Carmi, pati husband ko, sobra siya excited. Kasi pirmi siyang nakikinig kay Mr. Larry Henares. Please welcome the man behind the famous radio show, Make My Day, Mr. Larry M. Henares Jr. Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening. Nako, Sister
Larry.
Carmi.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening po. Ayan, Sister Carmi, oh, di ba? Finally. Alam mo, kahit wala tayo dun sa listahan ng mga broadcasters or newscast, ano ba tawag no? Pero ito ngayon, no? How I wish face-to-face ito, Sister Carmi. Ano, but
Oo
anyway,
nga, we will have. Dr. Larry, please give us the chance to have another session with you face to face.
yes.
But for now, we want to tell you we're so excited. Thank you so much for giving us the chance. As Miss Julia said, we're newbie in this profession, but our major role is to inspire people. We keep on inviting people who inspire other people, and tonight, I'm sure a lot of them will learn more about you and will get to ignite and unleash the power within them. So I will show the first question. Dr. Larry, you are one of the best Filipino industrialist, journalist. And I know this has been many years ago, but can you please share us how it all started? How did you start with the media business or the media industry? Did you particularly choose it?
Well,
Is it a
I
passion?
started as a columnist in the Manila Times and the uh, uh, a a I started off writing for a column and a newspaper that has a circulation about 6 times all the rest of them combined, and that is Manila Times.
Mm.
At the time of Roxas, it's been sold since then. Well, I usually write uh, as an advocate of the uh, Filipino people. I don't pretend to be uh, neutral, but I am very, very nationalistic. In 1960, I had the privilege of having been given a a television uh, show entitled Larry Henares, the Citizen,
Mm.
by my friend Elizalde, who owned the station, Channel 9, I think, at the time. Go on. Next question.
Okay. So it's I understand that you write spontaneously and straightforwardly, right? I
Yeah.
read from a lot of articles that you just express.
Yeah, actually, when I had with column, actually I had two columns, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And of course, I was very nationalistic, and I gave a lot of, uh, of attention
Yeah.
to the Filipino wants.
Right, right. As if you are the voice. Because as you said, you were never neutral. You have to have your side. And especially if it's about Filipinos, you have your side. It's very clear. I read some of
That's
the
correct.
articles.
Actually, uh, in when I speak, uh, I speak every day. Imagine that. Two columns every day. And it's all about uh, nationalism and industrialization, which I
Uh-huh.
thought was the main problem with the Filipino uh,
Mm.
uh, with the Filipino nation. That's what I spoke.
Yes, and yeah, and if I may follow up, you have been known to be the equalizer and the dirty Larry. How did it happen? What triggered? What made you get that kind of branding or label?
When I was given a column to write every day, including Sunday, in the
Mhm.
in the Philippine Daily Inquirer, uh, since I spoke for the Filipino, and since most of the columns and most of the articles written favors Americans, I took uh, the side of the Filipinos. And uh, for instance, I spoke in such a way that I actually followed the the way Rector talked about industrialization, about nationalism, about uh, the importance of being Filipino and not just pro-American, like Carlos Romero, who is known really for being very, very pro-American in such a way that sometimes he he takes the side of the Americans in any controversy. That's why we call him Brother America. Now,
Yeah.
I got the but because there was a TV uh, television program that happened every day called The Equalizer.
Mm.
It is really primarily a program by the British, who are very, very good at this. Uh, so they call me equalizer because I tend to take an equal distance
Mhm.
between, let's say, Americans and the Russians and the
Mm.
Chinese and the communists, actually.
Uh-huh.
I am, I, I find myself neutral in this respect. Uh, Many times I say I I take the place that Rector takes in this being neutral in the fight
Mhm.
with the Americans and the uh, Americans and the Russians and the uh, Chinese,
Yeah.
saying when elephants fight, uh, the ants, the elephants fight, the smaller animals get trampled upon, and we
Uh-huh.
avoid that.
That was a very prudent positioning,
Yes.
I should say.
And I was called Dirty Harry when
Yeah.
I was given a column by the Philippine Daily Inquirer. I uh, it was primarily called uh, bullseye. But then somebody told me that there's already one written in the pages of Manila Bulletin, so I have to give a an opportunity for my readers to actually give suggest a much better and original name. That's how Dirty Harry was, because it was patterned after the movies of Dirty Harry.
Dirty
You know,
Hat, yes.
So I'm sure some of our viewers are wondering, what movie is this? You can research and you can Google. But the more important thing is we have a Dirty Harry here. And
I mean, Dirty Larry.
at
yeah,
98,
then
yeah.
yeah, I call myself Dirty Harry, the Dirty Larry, uh, because it was given to this particular movie star. Uh, who is the movie star?
No, sa Make My Day.
This
My
movie
name.
stars. The movie stars, let's make my day. But we should. Yeah.
The
Oh,
movie
parang
star.
naalala ko yung movie na yun eh. Parang
Oh,
Dirty Harry. No, it's like he's an investigator. Tama po ba ako?
Yes, it's similar to that because Dr. Larry seems to, not seems to, but actually questioning a lot of things and expressing his position. He's fearless and unstoppable, and that's why we admire you during that time. It's important, and actually, especially at this time, we need more Dr. Larry in this day
yeah.
and age. Not just people who can criticize, but people who can who can provide very good opinion and
Yes.
insights. Mhm.
That's why I call myself
Clint Eastwood. Clint
uh,
Eastwood.
what?
Clint.
Clint Eastwood.
Yes, now I remember. Clint Eastwood, yes. Parang alam ko na, Sister Carmie, why my husband likes Clint Eastwood. No? Kasi because he also follows the show of Sir Larry. Now, that
Yeah.
leads to my question, Sister Carmie. My
No.
question is, as a journalist, you were one of the most feared writers because you fight with wisdom, using your pen. You're not using your guns or not using guns, di ba? And remember that time, Sister Carmi, that was
Oh yeah,
during,
I
I remember,
remember.
bata pa po ako nun, sir.
Uh,
During the time of martial law, di ba? And then after martial law, naririnig ko kayo dati dahil favorite din po kayo ng uncle ko, kaya nakakarinig din po ako. And imagine you were the most feared writers because you fight with wisdom using your pen and not guns. And things happened as you like it. So baka gusto mong i-share sa amin, anong, what was that wisdom and
well,
what's the foundation
I
ng ganun?
believe that I have acquired a lot of wisdom from what I read. You know that I read one book every day,
Wow.
one book every day from the time I was 9 years old up to the time that I was 70 years old. No, 80 years old or 70
Wow.
years. That's 2000, 2,500
Books.
thousand. Wait a minute, 250,000 books in my lifetime. Every day.
Every day.
A lot of this. One of the longest, I think, was Les Miserables by
Les Miserables.
Victor Hugo, and War and Peace by that Russian writer. What's his name now? Anyway, it took me 18 hours to read that book.
To
And the
Really?
trouble is that, parents are different during those times. When they see me writing, they think I'm wasting my time. So they'd rather that I spend time looking for their slippers or looking for their shoes and doing a lot of, what do you call it? A lot of chores around the house. That's what they think being being busy means. But I change their way because I hide inside the closet.
Just
Put
to
on,
read the books.
yeah,
Wow.
Really?
read the book. Of course, most of them are trash, mostly sex. Yeah,
Oh, so that is doctor, that is part of the 250,000, the other
yeah,
books.
255,000.
Among the 255,000 po, what were your favorites that made you the
Well,
most feared writer?
I like the Bible. Not
Ooh.
the Catholic Bible. Actually, I like the King James version, the
Oh,
Protestant,
Wow. My favorite too.
because it's poetic, very very well written. I love also, of course, I like to read science books,
mm.
and that's because I am educated even as a little boy. I was reading uh, how to make things scientifically. But
I believe that, yeah, Sister Julia, I know.
I want to tell you,
Uh-huh.
when I was in the cabinet of Diosdado Macapagal,
Mhm.
I had beside me uh, the Secretary of Defense, Secretary of the Army and Navy, and on one side, the other one, spokesman of the president, the pen that he write that he, the voice of the president. And so I said to myself, as they says, "My God, Larry, you are between the pen and the sword." Well, I said, but I'm more powerful than any of the two because I represent money.
So you were the cabinet for finance? Finance, how do you call that?
I was the chairman of the National Economic Council.
Ah, yes.
I had, let's see, oh, I was in charge of all of development money from the US AID. I also had in, been in charge of the Japanese reparations. We are the only ones that ever received Japanese reparations from the Japanese. Actually, it was Claro and Recto who made it for us. He made those beautiful speeches to the senators. This, what they did to us, they deserve. They they have the obligation to pay us back, and that is exactly what happened. I actually did not get money from the government. I
Mhm.
I was I was in effect doing my government work free of charge.
Wow.
And afterwards, they found out that my president says, "What? You're not being paid?" I said, I get an uh, I I get an allowance from the people that I control. You know, the Japanese, the Americans, the Britishers, the the Spaniards. They all contributed to our development program,
Mhm.
and I was in charge of that. I was the richest because I got paid twice as much. President said, that is not fair. I don't want to have it said that we cannot afford you. Well, I said, no, you can't. I says, I tell you what I do. He says, you give me the money, donate it to me, and I will pay you what you're worth.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
that's how it that's how
Yeah.
I serve. I served for about,
Wow.
I think, 4 years.
Mhm.
So for 4 years under he was a public servant during the time of the President Diosdado Macapagal. Tama po ako, sir, no? Yes. Oh,
He was a
yan.
GMA also.
very honest and very
GMA ka din.
knowledgeable person.
GMA also.
Yan,
Yeah.
Sister Carmie.
Ramos.
But
Yes.
I also I was I I served the cabinet together with the fathers of my classmates. In other words,
Wow.
I was 30 years old and I was in the cabinet already. Uh,
Wow.
It's
so
like
25, 20,
it's like
25.
you're working with your fathers. You're the youngest, but I'm
yeah,
sure you have the
I'm the
wisdom
youngest, yeah, and the richest.
and the
The
riches.
richest and the youngest.
Well, also because I was an industrialist. Uh, in other words, I had about five, five factories. I used to make uh, Mongol pencils, Eberhard Faber, crayons,
Crayons.
yeah, crayons,
Crayola.
a lot. I was hiring. I was I was the most uh, what they call labor intensive uh, industrialist in the sense that I hired 5,000 people.
Wow.
That's what San Miguel does. I mean, inside their factory.
Wow. And Mongol is still here.
And
What?
crayons. And
Everyone,
Crayola.
everyone uses Mongol and crayons.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
But
And
I,
Dr.
I
Larry, hold your thought. I have a question. All those years, you were the youngest, the smartest, I suppose, the
yes,
richest. What is the? Can you share with us
I, there was
major hurdles,
what?
obstacles? What are the hindrances or the major? Can you still recall or share with us the most difficult or challenging moments?
Uh,
Working with the ano,
It's a
you were the
diverse
youngest. You were
in the
working with the fathers of your classmates.
yeah, the Americans, they think they own us. So they don't go through protocol. They think that they can go straight to Malacanang and talk to the president.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
No ambassador ever does that. They have to pass through the uh, what do you call it? Cabinet no, secretary of secretary of foreign affairs,
Mhm.
and that's my biggest problem.
So it's like keeping the protocols intact, no? It applies to everyone. It applies to all.
Always, always.
No shortcuts. No special, no favorites.
No favorites.
Yeah.
No, I have a favorite. That is the Filipino people.
Of course, yeah. And we
And
can
you know,
feel
I'm
it.
practically the only one. Huh? All of them are ship to the Americans.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because it
I
seems to be
know.
the
I know.
easiest way.
I can-
Seems to be the easiest way to do way back. No? So just say yes. Yes, say yes every time. That's the most popular way. You know, they call it diplomacy or I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we really
Well, there are
admire
well, there
you.
are protocols that must be. The Americans don't follow that.
Ayan, Sister Carmie, I still have a lot of questions for
I'm proud
Dr.
to be
Larry.
Filipino.
Oh yeah. Let's have a commercial break muna, and then
All
after
right.
that, we'll have another question for you.
Okay.
All right. See you. Let's pause for a while.
Oh, parang
Yeah, commercial break.
nag-lag yata ang ano ni Direk ha.
Who's that?
That's the beauty of being live.
Kaya pala, Sister Carmie, marami pa akong Mongol. Every time I will use my Mongol pencil, I will
Oh,
remember.
yeah. And the quality is really different. No, when you use Mongol versus the other pens, the other pencils, superior ang
Kahit may
Mongol.
computer na ngayon, I still use my pencils.
Mongol 1, Mongol 2, may Mongol 3, di ba?
Oh, meron na ngayon malaki, may maliit, ha?
Oh, really?
I'm a fashion designer, Dr. Larry. That's why I always use that Mongol pencil. I have lots of those, you know. Wala lang dito nasa baba, but I can show you. Di ba, naalala mo, Sister Carmie, meron pa yung matataba dati na pencil. Ang hirap hawakan, di ba, nung bata pa tayo pag nagsusulat.
And
Was
then
that
you're,
Mongol? Parang there was no brand yung matabang pencil.
it's not branded. It's generic.
Oh, generic yun. Tapos, pagka
Generic.
ginagamit mo yung Mongol pencil, di ba, parang social mo.
Oo,
No?
yeah.
Anyway, let's pause muna for a commercial break. So, Direk? Oh, wala si Direk yun. Oh, Sister Carmie.
86,400. That's how many seconds you have in a single day. 24 hours. Time that seems to fly by in the blink of an eye, never to be recaptured. Each day, you're overcoming obstacles and conquering challenges. Sometimes you want to kick it up a notch, and you could use a little extra help. Finally, there's a solution, a way to power the untapped potential that already exists in your body and mind. Presenting ASEA's Cell Performance, 3 innovative products powered by Redox that specifically target your energy, your mind, and your mood. 3 products to help you take on your next big challenge and achieve more than ever before. Revving up your body to help you amplify every hour, minute, and second of your day. Redox Energy. Ignite sustained physical and mental energy by helping your cells reach redox balance. Redox Mind. Gives your brain a boost for sustained cognitive performance so you can think more clearly and focus more easily. Redox Mood. Helps you find peace of mind by supporting a feeling of calmness and uplifting your mood. Make your everyday moments count while you maximize every second. Get sustained energy, enhance your brain power, and lead a life of vitality and significance. The life you deserve. ASEA's Cell Performance, powered by Redox. Feel the difference.
ASEA Redox is the first and only supplement on the market scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and to affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health, improve gut health, and modulate hormone balance. Are you done with the breakdown? Reach for the breakthrough.
Welcome to Strata Results, where we take a partnership approach to ensuring that your business processes, chosen technology, people and information are aligned to support your business. Strata Results, partnering for your success.
Social media can be overwhelming for entrepreneurs and business owners, and a lot actually struggles with daily content that converts sales. But don't fret. Rise Up Creatives Worldwide is here to help you with daily customizable captions, exclusive photos, and an easy-to-use design studio, all in one digital platform. Plus, monthly masterclasses to help you grow your business with just 5 minutes of investment each day. Join us today. It's time to rise up and be creative.
TNC is a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go. Please watch all our shows as seen on screen. Imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our vision is to become a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Please watch inspiring moments every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. You can watch live or replay via Facebook or YouTube. Follow us on IG, listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Just search hashtag TNC for sponsorships. Please email now at thenewchannel.com or send us a DM. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them for you. Yan, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes, Sister Carmie.
Yeah, and let's
Yes.
welcome back Dr.
Alam mo, kanina parang ano no? Na-amazed ako how I wish na-meet ko siya when I was, when I was 20 or 30. Pero meron akong natutunan yung books, 255,000 books.
18 hours
Wow.
of reading. And you have to go inside the closet to hide because you're still reading. What what happened kaya no if this is kung may internet before? Nagre-read rin at least. So, Dr. Larry, are you still reading 18 hours per day?
No, well, no, eight, it's 18 hours, 1/8. That's the longest.
Hours.
Yeah.
How many
Anyway,
hours did you sleep?
huh?
How many hours of sleep?
Uh, of course, I still do my homework. I was a very busy man. Imagine, you know how many books I've already written? Books.
Yes.
I
How
have,
many?
I write. I have already 83 books.
Wow.
Oh,
83.
83 books.
Hundreds.
And I think the average page is about 50. 100
50
and,
pages per
sorry,
book.
150
150 pages per book.
per book.
How many hours you
Some
spent
some
for
are
writing this book?
1,000. I have
Oh,
now my latest book is 1,000 pages. It is my uh, sort of my masterpiece. My what do you call it? I call it uh, the
obra maestra.
yeah. So what do you call it?
Memoirs.
Huh?
Memoirs.
Memoirs of a
Ah, the memoir.
100-year
Yes.
old,
Like
because I'm
Holocaust.
already 98.
We should have that book, Mr. Carmi, signed by Mr.
We
Larry
should.
Henares.
We should. And we will
Dapat
read.
meron tayo.
We'll read and share the content.
All right.
I said
So
it.
you actually it is sold in the United States by Amazon.com,
Amazon. Yeah.
but I print it
And
here
meron tayo niyan.
because it's cheaper to do it here.
True.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it has
But
wider reach as
it's
well.
cheaper to do it there for the American market.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
so yung books po ninyo, sir, Sister Cami, what I want to ask kasi Dr. Larry is that yung books na yon, 83 books, right? And
83 books.
83. And ano po yun? What kind of yung message that you're sending? Like what type of books? Is it political?
Well,
Is it
actually,
national? Is it
this is
environmental?
bigyan mo nga sa akin
Pay
the book there. This the
I did.
yeah. I want to show you my book.
Mostly
Yes, bring two or three.
economic, politics.
Look how big it is.
Oh.
Well, it's like a coffee table. Wow.
Wow.
So that's the one with 1,000 pages.
No, no. Yeah. This one here is
Another.
yeah,
Another.
1,000 pages, but it's 4 books.
Hmm.
And it talks about
4 books. Oh, everything. It is. I rewrote a lot of books for
Okay.
people who flunk the subject, like economics. I wrote my own version that is easier to read, easier to understand. It's called Economics for People Who Flunk the Subject.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And
not my
then
favorite
I
subject.
wrote my history also of the Filipino people.
Oh,
History, my favorite.
History,
Economics or Larry, not my favorite.
Philippine history, and the destiny of the Filipino people. That's plenty of books.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's so good to hear, sis, because these are all about Filipino talents,
Oh, yeah.
exemplary performance, and of course, having you having you writing these books, read by the Americans and everyone. It lifts the morale of the Filipinos. And I'm so happy. I feel proud. And please keep on writing. Keep on writing.
Ah, you know, the when you had books published before, uh, they you have published about 2,000 books, because they have to be in machines. And when I make those books, give me only uh, a few cents, actually half a cent royalty
Oh,
the book. But now, in the internet, I can have it done much cheaper because I can print as many copies, even one copy only. I can have it made by by uh, by the internet.
Yes, that's true.
And
Yes.
they give me 6 cents. The last time I received about $2,000 as my
Yeah.
wow.
masarap talaga.
Nako, we
And
should start writing, Sister
We should,
Carmie.
yeah, I should finish and publish the
You should,
book.
you should start now
wow,
finish your book, and I will start my book.
Yeah, but of course, that's why we're so blessed to have Dr. Larry. We're getting fresh insights, wisdom, and talking to you, you're so inspiring. We are inspired really because the energy, we can feel the energy, we can feel the passion.
Yes, and when he
Like
smiles, no, you still
we're not
have
talking to a 98-year-old man. We're talking to a 40-year-old man.
it. A
yeah,
40-year wisdom, huh?
and
But I have a question. I have
yeah.
another question, sir. Because you have been known to be the fearless writer, and you have your advocacy, you protect the country, but of course, along the way, as I mentioned earlier, there were challenges. Have you ever been threatened, or threatened to stop talking, stop writing? Was there even an attempt to stop you in the
Oh,
past?
the radio, yes.
Oh yeah, they attack me sometimes, but the best thing that happens to me is that they offer me a scholarship in the United States to get rid of me. So I had this Eisenhower Fellow, which I stayed in the United States 2 years, and I could buy all the books I want free of charge. They gave me a car. Why? Well, there were two. This is my invitation only, my invitation only, and the other guy was also being invited. Was Sixto Rojas, who is also he's quite a genius, sort of a relative of mine, and but the 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 people who decide, the people in the American embassy, they said, let's send Larry there. He won't bother us anymore. Because I call them idiots. I mean, I know everybody, actually, all the presidents in the Philippines, from Aguinaldo to do dirty, do dirty. All of them.
Mhm.
I have pictures with them, and I was their advisor,
Mhm.
most of them.
And that leads me to my question, sir.
No.
Among the presidents, who was your favorite?
Albert Einstein.
Yes.
When I landed in the United States on a scholarship to MIT, that's a foreign, that's a foreign uh, MIT in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is also a part of Boston. Anyway, uh, when I was, as soon as I landed there, I had a message to say to the American people. Why? I went through a war, you know, and there are many things that happened because at first the Americans were beaten. They were, you know, they were beaten at first until they became uh, they became the
Superpower.
yeah they were superpower because they had and they had plenty of assets. Uh, don't you know that the area of America is bigger than Australia? Can you beat that? Bigger than a continent?
Yeah.
All of
Yes.
America is bigger than all of Europe.
Wow.
Mhm.
Europe, they got very small countries. And
Yeah.
all of them together is less than the America and less than the China. And China is even bigger than the United States in area and in population. So those things I have known. I have known this fellow. Uh, what's his name?
Albert Einstein.
Yeah, Albert Einstein.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I
And that is
identify
my
myself with him. Why? We have the same IQ. Would you believe that?
Same
Of course,
wavelength.
mine is only what they call IQ is a measure of native intelligence, regardless of how rich you are, how much you're educated.
yes.
It has nothing to do with that. Your brain, how your brain works.
Yes.
You just and Einstein when he when he discovered the theory of relativity had really quite an IQ of 170. The average IQ is about 100. You see, but I remember that when I took the test for IQ, I was 9 years old.
Oh,
I had, at 9 years old, I had the same IQ as Einstein.
Oh.
wow.
You have not
Yung pala
even read
secret.
too many books. Not
Yes,
yet.
that's the secret.
Yeah,
Parang wala na yata nagbabasa ng ganyan
Imagine.
karaming libro ngayon,
It
no?
I know. Albert,
exponentially, exponentially
Albert
increased.
Einstein impressed me so much because he was the one who wrote to FDR, uh, Roosevelt, the only man that ever served America for 4 terms. Imagine that. 4 terms. There was no. Everybody followed Mr. George Washington, who said 2 is enough. But by God, this guy, he ran for four terms and he all won.
Wow.
Died in office. See? And not only do I know all of the Filipino presidents, but I was invited to, when I went to the United States, uh, I was invited to have lunch with Eisenhower, Dwight Eisenhower, president, one of the greatest presidents. And he was here in the Philippines. He was a he helped my grandfather pass a law called the National Defense Bill, the only law, the first and only law still existing.
The national defense.
Yeah. And my grandfather, when he learned that I had an IQ of 170, that I was in effect the brightest, the brightest in all the schools, the brightest. He said, anything you want, I'll buy it for you.
Wow.
I'll buy it for you. Yeah. So, what I told him? I want the Book of Knowledge. That's a series of 20 volumes. And I read one book in 20 days. I read the entire doggone Children's Encyclopedia. And you know what that was during the American times. Huh? The American was our Secretary of Education. He said, Larry, because since he gave me an IQ of 170, I don't read anymore. I don't take the examination anymore. Grade 3, I stopped going to school. I go there just to be posted as, but I was reading something else, and when I was reading the Book of Knowledge. And so he says, the American told me, Henares, do you realize that in 20 days you got yourself a Bachelor of Arts and Sciences degree at 9 years old?
Yeah.
No, that is how because Einstein told the president, we can do this. And since we have U-235, that is an ore, U-238, and there is a U-235, that means 235. What do you call it? As water is 1, 235 is 100, 235. Can you beat that? And the Germans, the Americans were afraid the Germans are going to be able to because the Germans are really very bright people.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are Jews. But they are very, very bright. The brightest people in the entire world are the Jews.
Akala ko Pilipinos. De joke lang.
Only Henares.
Also,
We have
and that
Larry
leads me to my
Henares.
Sister Carmie, that leads me to my last
I'm only
question.
kidding, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
No,
Pero
it's okay.
naniniwala kami dyan, sir.
My greatest pride are my grandchildren.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Among them, you have an IQ of 190.
Really?
Wow.
Higher than you.
170. Einstein got 170. And this granddaughter of mine has an IQ of 190.
Oh.
Wow. And that's a Henares, ah.
Yeah, these are my my real pride.
Yes, yes. You are blessed. You are so
It
blessed.
seems
Now,
like
this is my last
And not
question,
only
Sister
that,
Carmie.
they're good looking.
And yes, I agree.
Every
I
single
agree.
one of them.
All of
aside,
them.
aside from good looks, high IQ runs in your blood, goes to your
Nag-ransom, no?
family.
Oo nga
Your
eh. Mataas
host
na IQ, good looking pa,
is
no?
my granddaughter, Julia. Julia Henares.
Oh,
The name of his granddaughter is Julia Henares. O, di ba? Magaganda talaga mga Julia.
Julias. Julias
She's
are
still making,
intelligent
and
people.
she's better than I am.
Wow. I have another question for Sir Larry. Sir, I believe you were the only Filipino journalist who had the opportunity to exchange thoughts with icons, no? Like Albert Einstein, General Douglas MacArthur, President Manuel L. Quezon,
Yeah.
General Emilio Aguinaldo, President Diosdado Macapagal, and many others. And of course, President Dwight Eisenhower.
I
No?
know them.
Yes,
I
yes.
knew I had a big talk with General Emilio Aguinaldo. You know why? He was 29 years old when he was president of the Philippines.
Yeah.
Oh. So this is my
He,
question for you, sir.
ah,
What were the most relevant wisdom that you can share with the present generation? Di ba you had exchange thoughts with this mga icons. So di ba during their conversation may mga may mga napag-usapan kayo. Kasi itong generation ngayon parang to be honest, parang hindi na nila kilala yung iba eh. Di ba? So
well, if you read my books, there's only one message: Philippinism, nationalism, industrialization, and pride in being a Filipino. Filipinos are really good, between you and me. Because I go to a school where everybody is a genius. Huh? I tell you, at MIT, we do not memorize formulas like they do in UP and Ateneo and LaSalle. We don't. We go to what they call to Newton's laws. Can you beat that? What I can do in 10 minutes here. Over there, I have to spend at least half an hour. Why? Because I derive the
Formula.
the formulas, and that is, I believe, one of the things that I am very proud of. I knew, of course, Douglas MacArthur. He was the boss of Dwight Eisenhower, but Eisenhower became the president. Nobody wanted to
Word.
nobody wanted to vote for MacArthur. He wanted to be president of the United States. People don't like him because, number one, he is mama's boy. He doesn't have any respect for his wife. He has all sorts of girlfriends around here.
nabisto na.
Not only, I mean, I don't like him, and he's a coward. All my he's a coward because all of his all his soldiers have no respect for him. Why? He hides in the trenches. They call him dugout dog.
The dugout general.
Dog. His what is Douglas. They call him dugout dog. He hides in the trenches because
He doesn't want to. What? And not only that, but he imagine telling Quezon, if you want me to bring you to Australia from here, you give me as much as your government has in its budget. Can you beat that?
Wow. We didn't know that.
Bastard. I don't like him.
Yes.
He doesn't like me either.
The feeling is mutual, huh?
So what? So what? Says
Quezon, I love. Quezon is just like my grandfather. But Douglas MacArthur, I don't like him.
Ngayon,
And
alam
most
na
of
natin
the people,
yan.
like, for instance, there is an American who is a friend of the Ayalas. They named Forbes Park for
yeah.
him. He's an idiot. I mean, a real idiot. That fellow does nothing here. He's very, very rich.
Mhm.
In other words, when he plays polo all the time, and he doesn't do a good job of it. I don't like. I like a guy by the name of what's his name now? He is the war secretary of the United States. You know, the Americans, the whites, they got the Constitution was the Constitution kept amended all the time. That freedom of except freedom of worship, freedom of
Speech.
all the content that have the corpus that corpus several of those things. It took them 640 years to get it. And they had to fight their kings. You know how we got ours? Huh?
How for how long?
How long? 37 years.
Oh.
Before
Wow.
that, women cannot vote.
Huh?
The United States took him several amendments because women were never allowed to vote. You
Yeah.
were. So you see, we had 5 justices of the Supreme Court who are women, and they're the best. The United States, not even only recently, and they never had a good what do you call it? A woman president. Imagine that they already have a Negro, and they don't have an American. There's something wrong with them. Americans are not so right. They think they're right, but they're not.
Maybe
I mean, that's the reason why they taught us English. Saramagans can't learn Tagalog. They can't.
yes.
Huh?
We're brighter than them.
Oh
Because
yeah, Filipinos are brighter.
we speak Tagalog and we speak English. They cannot speak Tagalog.
And not
Correct.
only that, we speak better English than they do.
That's true.
I
Why?
agree.
My God, all they say is fuck, baby, that all dirty things.
They
Uh,
cannot even express it correctly.
Like when they say motherfucker. You know he's an American. I never learned that. I
Yeah.
never learned it. Only after when they went to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, the Americans have different dialects. The Irish say, uh, the Irish, the Negroes have their own dialects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Huh? The people from California have different dialects. Sa atin, all of us know how to speak English and Tagalog.
Yes, exactly. Even those children in the
Ah,
remote areas.
And I believe, yeah,
as a matter of fact, we beat them all the time.
yeah,
You know,
agree.
in MIT and in Harvard. MIT and Harvard. The the uh, there are, let's say, I remember this. Oh yeah, they the people who are brightest
Mm-hmm.
are the Chinese and the Filipinos.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
The Asians.
Yeah,
The
Asian.
Asians.
Asians
They are trying to discriminate. But I also believe that that it's changing. It's getting to be better these days because they can really see how good we are in singing, in dancing, in writing.
Over here, we're lazy. You go to the stage, you're on top of the class.
Yeah.
No.
You know that 23% of all of the, it's very hard to go into Harvard and MIT, but
Mhm.
the Chinese and the Filipinos do it so well.
Yeah, I know friends. Kids studying there, and not really, that struggling, not even struggling, but really thriving. And one of the top people. So, and we're so blessed because in the early days you were there to make us more confident. You sort of prepared us to have that mindset that Filipinos can do
Should think
more,
big.
that
Yes,
we're intelligent, we're talented, and most
exactly.
of all, we're faithful. And we're passionate. We love our country. So it's all about, sharpening the saw, like maybe reading a lot more instead of watching Netflix. So I'm sure our audience now are trying to digest and reflect on what we're talking about. And but I have one last question because we're supposed to close. We need more time because we're so interested to listen to you, Dr. Larry. But here's I just noticed, um, with an IQ of 170 and at the age of 98, you're not wearing glasses. Look at Julia and me. We're wearing glasses.
190.
Yeah.
Was that you mean glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't
I wear
even
glasses.
wear. So you see things clearly now, even without glasses?
Yeah,
Oh,
I read.
no.
Yeah, because I'm nearsighted.
Even though it's really impressive. Yeah, because
Yeah, because I read. Oh, Tricia,
no,
I really
because
read a lot.
they say when you read every day, you damage your eyes. But in your case, you made your eyes healthier by reading.
Well,
Anyway,
depends naman.
with all the books that
If you
you read,
abuse your, if you abuse your eyes, limiting your reading to comic strips, sigurado yan, you lose your eyesight.
so it's in the quality of the books that you read.
That's
Correct.
right.
Remember, if you
If
want to
you,
have your eyesight.
I mean, you can, such beautiful things can be said in in words, like for instance, the birth of a nation, like the birth of a baby, is a mixture of pain and joy. In
Yeah.
such a birth,
The pain. The pain.
the,
Pain rises
the
sharply.
pain rises sharply until it is almost
Unbearable. Unbearable.
unbearable.
Oh.
But the miracle of birth is such that when the pain passes, only the joy remains.
Wow.
That's Larry Henares.
So lovely. That's so
Oh, I
lovely.
still remember those wisdom. Oh,
You
naku.
can relate. That's why the articles are very controversial and effective. It's high impact because it relates. It communicates the message in a different way.
Yeah.
And we also write. I also write. I read other books, but I just tried reading your article.
Listen to this. Listen to this. In promulgating your esoteric cogitations or articulating your sentimentality,
Your superficial sentimentalities.
your super
Official
special sentimentalities, beware of platitudinous ponderosity. Eschew all conglomerations of flatulent garrulity, jejune babblement, and asinine affectations. Eschew all conglomerations of
in other words.
Okay. And then I end with this. In other words, speak simply, plainly, and avoid using big words.
For big words, do not.
For
big words do not necessarily
big words do not necessarily reflect
grand thoughts.
grand thoughts. And we hope it may be said of us, as it was once said of Winston Churchill.
Dapat may libro tayo ni Sir Larry.
No, maraming gan. You know, the UP professors keep writing.
Your
You
book.
know, Larry, most of the when they graduate, they write their thesis. Most of their theses are quotations of yours. Of course, they gave the source, as Hilarion and Henares said.
Sister
Wow.
Carmie, ako na
Okay.
magtatanong kay Sir Larry.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot.
Sir, I have last question for you.
I'm going to have my own show.
Oh.
This time, a very important subject, the presidential elections.
Oh. Wow.
Ask me whom I'm going to vote for.
When will
Yun
that
ang
be?
Oh,
When? Are you going to? You're going to have a show before the election, right?
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
That's before the election.
Oh, in few, from here on up to the end of the elections, I will speak about the elections.
I don't know what you mean by. I hear I will email you from here on up to the end of the election. I will speak about. How about a web search for it?
I'm so
Well,
sorry. Something is happening.
that's
Well,
Siri.
You will read it.
Oh.
You'll see it in the internet soon.
Repeat what you were saying.
I can't wait. I can't wait. You know, we try to avoid talking about politics because you alone is a very interesting person and we want to focus on your achievements, wisdom, and you know, to get more inspiration. No politics yet, but we can't wait. We will wait. We will have to hear your side.
Okay, I
We have to watch his show. And sir, I have one last question for you before we end the show. At 98, what kind of legacy footprint would you like to share to all our viewers today or tonight? From wisdom from Miss Dr. Larry Henares.
By the way, it's Doctor of Philosophy
Uh-huh.
Yes.
uh, and Doctor of Business Administration.
Mhm.
Honoris causa. What legacy? I think I told you that. My legacy, at least, the best legacy I could give to my country are my family. Every single one of them.
Mhm.
I also want to leave my legacy as Recto did by fighting for a Filipino soul. That's all.
So adorable. Yeah, so
Yes.
simple. So simple. Your family and the Filipino people. And again, thank you so much. You're an inspiration to many. Continue to brighten our day and to give us high hopes. And again, we can't wait for your show. We will be
Sister
there.
Carmie. Yeah,
For
Sister Carmie, I just want to hear from him. Yung pirmi niyang sinasabi every time nag-end yung kanyang show. Kasi I remember
yes,
before.
yes.
Yes. O baka pwede niya pa sabihin yung sorry sir ha, natatanda ko, make my day. Tapos yung huli niya sasabihin, hasta la bye-bye.
Yes, yes, we want to hear
Can
that.
you say it one more time? Oh,
Let's
can
give
you
your
Make
show.
my day. Bang.
They want you to
make
hear
my day bang? Ano, paano lang?
Well, like, what's your name?
dirty
Sasabi niya,
Harry.
this is Mr.
Dirty Harry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you say it one more time?
Say hasta la bye-bye.
Oh,
Thank you for
Bago siya mag-sign off.
ano?
hasta la bye-bye.
Hasta la bye-bye. That's my ending. It's a
Oh.
Mexican saying. Very nice. The Mexicans are a very nice people.
You just say
Yes,
hasta la
yes. So, see, sabi ko sa'yo, nanonood ako sa kanya eh. Nakikinig ako sa kanya while driving to Makati at yung kanyang radio station, yung radio niya.
hasta la bye-bye.
Pero bata ka pa ng sisa.
Uy, bata pa ako, nakikinig ako sa kanya. Totoo yun, bata pa ako. Kasi, di ba, syempre, di ba, when you listen to people full of wisdom, no?
True.
Nagkakaroon ka rin ng wisdom.
That's true.
Kaysa naman makinig ako sa drama, di makinig ako sa kanya. Kasi sabi niya, this
Exactly,
is
yeah.
Hilarion, Henares. Hasta la bye-bye. memorize ko yun.
Sabihin mo pa. Hasta la bye-bye.
So, hasta la bye-bye.
Yes,
Thank you
hasta la
so
bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Larry. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank
And
you.
I'd like to thank
Bless
Dr.
you,
Elvira, of course.
We'll see you
Yes, thank-
soon, personally.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
You.
So, Sister Carmie, I think meron ka pang ipa-plug, no?
Yes, sis, but maybe we can recap lang. I want to reiterate, no, mga na-pick up natin, mga key takeaways from Dr. Larry. Yung wag nating katamaran magbasa ng books because that's where you get wisdom. Imagine the 200 and then listen to, because now there are so many ways to learn. There's podcast, YouTube. Just be choosy and selective. Spend more time with quality books or shows like the inspiring moment. So because that's how you learn. Imagine we learned. He read 250,000 books. And we just
255. She said
255,000,
255,000.
including the magazines.
Yes.
So, but we heard from him a lot of things that we don't even have to read another 255,000 books. But because we listen to people with good wisdom, good track record. So rule number 1, read quality books or listen to good information and watch inspiring moments for more inspiration and motivation. And then I I also picked up yung love for the country. Kasi tayo, because we become more selfish these days, di ba? We think about money, we think about ourselves, our family, but do we even think about our nation, our country? And voting wisely is one of them, no? And being more conscious about our community. He wrote because he loves the Filipino people and because he wants to show the Americans we're superior, we're world
Exactly.
class. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
just American. So, yun, yung mga na-pick up ko eh. And again, when you ask him about the ultimate legacy that he wants to leave, sabi niya, family lang.
Family lang. Yes, exactly.
Ko, yung genius genes ko nandun sa apo ko na Julia din. So, those things, no, simplified. Love for your country and of course, first and foremost, your family. And I'm so proud to be a Filipino.
Ay, upon hearing him, no, may ganito tayo na at 98, he's still very,
Oo
very,
nga.
he's still
Very
upbeat and a very
sharp.
smart, a very sharp. Makakarating kaya tayo ng ganong edad, sister, no? Pero
Naku, kailangan
syempre,
mag-alaga. Mag-aseya tayo lagi. Pwede.
lagi tayo magkasaya, no? Marirevive. Yes, correct ka dyan. And
And of course,
actually,
the
ako,
short
ang,
lifestyle.
ako, ito yung aking take dito, sister, kami, ang nakuha ko, no, na sa kanya, narinig natin na talaga he fights, no, for the Filipinos, but you know, he uses his pen, not
Yeah.
guns, you know, hindi siya naging talagang kumbaga siya, lumalaban siya for the country, pero sa pagsusulat, and you know, when we ask him nga bakit fearless siya, kasi marunong siya eh. So at the end of the day, pag
True.
marunong ka, full of wisdom, no? And when I asked him about the books na favorite niya, and I was so blessed na, oh wow,
Bible.
Yes, kaya full of wisdom siya. Hindi lang book ng secular, but all the books, 255,000 books na
Favorite,
binasa niya. Ang
Bible.
favorite niya is Bible. And talaga, ang magandang favorite niya na Bible, King James Version.
James.
Kasi ang King James, sabi ng nung nabasa ko yan, may napag-aralan ko about the Bible, siya pa rin yung pinaka-nearest doon sa yung original na Bible. And kaya full of wisdom siya. So at the end of the day, alam ko na ngayon, na-confirm ulit yung natutunan ko, sister, no? Na kahit gaano karami ka alam sa secular, pag wala kang alam sa Bible,
Totoo.
kulang din pala. Now, we heard Mr. Larry Henares, o Dr. Larry Henares, so intelligent, so smart, genius, di ba? Ang taas ng IQ, pero nagbabasa ng Bible. And, you know, I'm so blessed. Sabi ko, wow.
At saka, di ba sis?
Hindi ko expected yung narinig ko eh.
Ako din eh, nagulat ako. At saka, di ba, ang sabi nga, the fear of the, ano ba yun? The fear of
the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
If you want to be right in your decisions, di ba, if you want to be guided, yun, matakot ka lang kay God eh. Di ba? Because you always go back to the rules, to the commandments. Is it fair? What is written in the Bible? Tama ba yan na manira ako ng kapwa o magbintang ako or
Correct.
Yeah. As long as you are guided, no? And we saw that a 98-year-old patriotic hero
family man, no? Nga, gabi, no? And ang sweet ni Doktora, no? Di ba talaga nakaka-bless now? Anyway, I wish marami pa tayong time, Sister Carmie, pero talaga wala ng time. So I think it's about time that we announce the last announcements of our favorites.
Okay.
Diba, so, favorite, mamaya, babagitin ko sa'yo. Ayan, sige, i-announce mo na yung favorite milk tea. Hindi ako nadadaan sa'yo eh.
Oo nga, kailangan matikman mo yan, sis. So before we end, again, I'd like to say thank you everyone for staying tuned. Pakishare na lang po so that your friends who missed the chance to view us, makaka-witness and may inspire them. So I'd like to remind everyone, if you're from the South or if you're passing through, visit King and Queen Tea in Paseo de Bacoor, direct. So this is high quality, multi-awarded brand, King and Queen Tea, and it's always buy one, take one. So may forever po. Bukod dun sa marriage namin ni Bernard at sa marriage ni Julia and Ted, buy one, take one, forever pa rin po ang King and Queen Tea. So different flavors. Please visit us and you can also call for delivery. Okay, visit King and Queen Tip 2F, Paseo de Baco or Facebook. And of course,
Your
ito yung
favorite bag.
yes. And aking bag na. So, ito ang bag ni Julia, nandyan, yung yellow. So, this is Mystify bag from Canada because art therapy is one of the best things in life. If you're lonely, you just draw, you just doodle. So, I paint this Mystify bag so that I can send angel bags to friends. So, if you want to have your hand-painted bags, PM me, send me a message, and I'll do one for you.
And
Okay.
Sister Carmie.
And
Sister
Asya,
Carmie, alam mo ba na-discover ako kahapon?
oh,
Kasi I was
yes.
traveling from Nasugbu to Lipa.
Okay.
Estrato Cafe. So, yeah, yun. Yes, ito yung aking best friend, yun, yung aking ka-church. Nadaan ako doon sa Cuenca.
Talaga? Okay, okay.
So, ang
Sige.
sarap ng kape nila doon. Totoong kape talaga na, you know,
Sistikman natin
galing
yan.
ako. Ay talaga, kaya if you're coming from from nasa Lipa ka, tapos papunta ka ng Nasugbu or somewhere in Batangas or Taal, nandun lang sila sa highway ng Cuenca, Estrato Cafe. Ang sarap
Estrato.
ng kape nila.
Okay.
Yes, Estrato Cafe. Ayan, ayan yung kanilang logo, sister. Oh. Nasa ano lang yan, nasa Cuenca mismo. Ang cute-cute ng place niya. Para kang nasa
Punta tayo
Maynila.
dyan. Yes,
Punta
sige.
tayo dyan. Kaya ayan, maraming salamat ulit. So, na-overtime tayo ng konti. Pero syempre, no,
Okay,
listening to the wisdom.
I'm sure nag-enjoy sila, sis.
Yes.
Imagine,
Ako din.
98 years old, di ba? Anyway, for next week, we will have another inspiring person to interview. So, sasabihin namin yan sa inyo on Monday.
Yes.
Monday or Tuesday.
So again, thank you so much. God bless you, Sister Carmie. Ingat ka.
God bless
Ingat
you,
din
Sister
yung
Carmie.
hasta la bye-bye. O, di ba?
Hasta la bye-bye.
Hasta la bye-bye. God bless all. God bless.
God bless. God bless.